How's everybody doing today? Today we're going to look at one of the maps that was in the information presented by Zena Halpern. This is the map that everybody says was dated 1178, which is up here in this corner. There's also the number 37 and then some initials or something here. I'm not going to really talk about this or say that this is the date of this map. I really doubt it, and I'm not saying that this map wasn't created during this time, but I believe the people that were looking for Oak Island were not of this time. Maybe they were. But I want to basically give you an overview about this map on how sophisticated it is. I don't think it was made up, and I will show you how this map actually works. And it is fascinating. It took me quite a long time to figure out how this was put together and what it meant, but now I pretty much know how it works, where the coordinates for Oak Island, on how it's laid out on this map, and I will show you and explain to you in detail how this map works. The reason that it is so sophisticated and sort of in a way it's sophisticated and sort of a mess, because there are things that don't make sense that I had mentioned in my earlier videos, but now everything makes sense. For instance, this 49 in the middle of 47 and 46, what does that mean? The longitude lines out here, which is 6720, and then we have 6420, and the spacing between them is 2 degrees, and the 5350, what does that mean? Right next to a 5820. Well, I'll tell you right now, it all has to do with, well, not all of it, but most of it has to do with finding this location, which is Oak Island. And the way it works is there is this line of longitude. All these lines of longitude are basically for different sections of the map. So this 6350 is, if you come down here, it is the line that is a continuation line, okay? And the continuation line is over here next to this star, because we see over in the left hand corner here, the star means the continuation. So this, and if you notice too that Nova Scotia has been sectioned in like a circle, okay? So he sort of like inscribed a circle and cut out the middle section of Nova Scotia. Well, this line right here, which is 63 degrees 50 minutes, okay, is the continuation line. In other words, that line of longitude is right here, 63 degrees and 50 minutes. Now don't get confused. This is what really threw me off, is this 63 degrees and 57 minutes is not the longitudinal line. It is not the longitudinal line that goes with this. This is a distance, and I'll show you in a little bit. But the continuation line, 63 degrees and 50 minutes, is where it intersects and cuts this portion of Nova Scotia. Now, the other portion, the other place where it cuts into Nova Scotia is here, is at 45 degrees north. And that is where all our calculations, all the reference to all these distances are taken. They are taken from this 45 degrees, okay, this 45 degrees, and the references, this is 0, 0. So the calculations aren't all taken. Latitude ones are not taken from 45 degrees. They're taken from Rodin. But this is this is 0, 0. So Rodin is 45 degrees and 15 minutes. Okay? And the longitudinal coordinate, and I'll show you, it goes on Google Earth. So we'll look at Google Earth, and we can see the circle that was taken out that goes in through the 63 degrees 50 minutes. It cuts through here and it sections out here, and then it goes to 45 degrees. Now this 45 degrees is important because where it sections out at 45 degrees is going to be our 0, 0 point. So that's what he was meant. At 45 degrees, that's 0, 0. That's 0, 0 for longitude. So we're everything that the distances we calculate from now on are going to be from this point, from the coordinates of 62 degrees. It's actually not quite 62 degrees. It's a little less than 62 degrees. In my calculation, I just use 62 degrees. It works out better actually if it's a little less than 62 degrees. But I use 62 degrees. It was just a lot easier working with minutes and seconds. But this is the section. If you look at the map on where it's cut off on the maps for the continuation, it pretty much follows that line. So you can see it there, and it works out very well with the geography. Now this map, of course, is not geographically accurate as far as the coastline goes, and that may be due that it might be old and it doesn't really match up all that well. But on here, if you go, I have taken the distances and calculated them, and it's 62 degrees for longitude. So here is your 62 degrees that intersects right here with the break point at 45 degrees, which is 0, 0. So this is 0, 0. If you go up 15 minutes, you have Rodin. Okay? So on the latitude portion, you have it at 45 degrees 15 minutes. And you're going to subtract, and notice he's got it lined up for you, you're going to subtract 46 minutes and 47 seconds. And if you do that, it's at the bottom corner here. And I've lengthened this out 45 degrees 15 minutes to 44 degrees 74 minutes and 60 seconds. I just moved everything over so I could subtract easier. And you end up with 44 degrees 28 minutes and 13 seconds. So I have that put in the location pin on Google Earth, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this 62 degrees here, you remember, this is not a longitudinal line. This is, we are going to add, not subtract, we're going to add this time because we're going west, 63 minutes and 57 seconds. So 63 minutes is 1 degree, 3 minutes, and 57 seconds. We add that and we get 63 degrees, 03 minutes, and 57 seconds. That is where the location of Rodan is. Then we're going to add, okay, and this is where it gets a little dicey because it explains this over here, but it's perfectly logical. He first put in 66 minutes and 6 seconds, which is creepy. But it was 8 miles to east, and I'll explain to you, you don't want to be too east, because if you're too east, you'll get to your point and you'll say, where is it? You haven't gone far enough. So what he does is here, this that didn't make sense, but now it does. This is 77, or this is 74 minutes and 17 seconds west. This is a revision that was made on the 24th of June for this coordinate here. And notice he puts west here so that you know that it belongs here. So this gets substituted for that. And if we do that, if we put in the 74 minutes, which is 1 degree, 14 minutes and 17 seconds, okay, then we're going to get 64 degrees, 18 minutes and 14 seconds. So let's look at these. I plugged these into Google Earth, and let's go back to where we were. And this is where you end up. You end up right here. Now you're saying, well, that's not close to Oak Island. Well, you know what? The intention of this coordinate is not to bring you to Oak Island. It is to get you into this harbor. So what's happening here is you're sailing down the coast, okay? You're sailing across here on the 45 degree or the 44 degrees, what was it? 44 degrees, 28 minutes, and 13 seconds. I believe that's what it was. Let's see. It is 44 degrees, 28 minutes, and 13 seconds. Okay? So let's go here and look at the geography of Oak Island. So you're coming along here, right around here, and you get into, you go around this point, but you go around into Oak Island, and here is this New Harbor Point, and let's see if I can get it to come up. It is at 48 degrees, 44 degrees, 28 minutes and 12 seconds. So if you're at 13 seconds, you're gonna miss this point. So basically, he's giving you a latitude that allows you to go around this peninsula that is the entrance to Mahone Bay. Now the west coordinate brings you far enough west, and this is why he changed it. because it brings you far enough west. It brings you right in line with basically the just in here. So just off the coast, just off the west end of Oak Island. So if you're going west, you'll go far enough. You'll know that you're going far enough to where you'll be near the island, or you'll be along the longitudinal line of the island. Before he had it out here, it was about 8 miles out, so it was out here somewhere, actually. If you take that other coordinate on that map, it didn't bring you far enough west. So that's why he changed it. And let's see. So the other thing about this map that really sort of was concerning was that this says 49 in between 47 and 46. Okay, that does not, make sense. So what I looked at was this area here, and where this connects to is on this end, where you have this big jump from 67.20 to 49. So this degree of latitude corresponds with this 67.20, and it's out here. Well, where is that? And this is astonishing. If you go to Google Earth and you put in those coordinates, it takes you right here. That is the entrance to the St. Lawrence River, which takes you to the Great Lakes. Fascinating. Fascinating. So he has referenced on here, and the picture that he has there on that map references that area. It doesn't look quite like it, but this island sort of matches up, and this little bean thing now is not that big of a bean thing, and these peninsulas are no longer there. So if you look at, here's, I think, is what he's talking about as far as that island, and here's that bean island, I think, is down here. And there's, it's hard to, his interpretation of the coastline obviously is not as accurate as what we're looking at. We're looking at true, actual photos of the area. So it's interesting that he had that coordinate on here. Now, the other things that you want to notice is he also marks the spots where they, I think, stop. And they make a couple of stops here. This actually says which is 1, and then you have a point here. 2, you have a point here, and 3, you have a point here. So 1, 2, and 3. So they made a bunch of stops, and all these longitude and latitude lines are this one right here and this one right here refer to Newfoundland. And it's funny because it's on. That's why you have 47 twice, because this actually goes out into the east direction and is out here. This 47 definitely cuts through up here, 47 degrees latitude, and this 46 definitely cuts through right there. So that's all accurate. So all this is pretty much accurate, and it's very difficult to understand and read and to figure it out. It took me quite a while. Here's the other stops they made. 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here at the top of here. Okay, and then they went down here 5 at the point of this point with this Bean Island at the bay entrance to the river, and then 6 is over here, I believe. So why somebody, if somebody was to make this up, why would they make it up? It's really hard. It's very complicated. There's no reason why somebody would make that up. I have no reason why they would, and make it that sophisticated. In my next video, I'm going to go through this map right here, which is the one that has Oak Island and all the little areas on Oak Island. I have translated all of them. I've done a study on French Norman language, and which is Old French, and I will explain the date down here and the language to the best of my ability, and let you know what I think about this map. So that will be my next video, and I will talk to you later. Please leave comments down below if you could, if you have something relevant to say about this subject. Thank you.